Everybody, it's Jenna Allen with Mental Health Today, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about green flags in a relationship. This is actually a very new thing, and I've been seeing it all over TikTok, and I'm super excited because, you know, as important as it is to look out for the red flags, it's also important to really look at the green flags and recognize the positives about people as well, especially when you're getting to know someone or you're on a few dates. It's good to see the positive sides of dating as well, and these people, right? So because when you can focus on the green flags, you're also able to recognize that they might actually be a healthy partner for you, right? So I'm gonna name 3 green flags that I value and I think is super important, and it is a green flag. Like, this is going to be probably a common values for most people. Number 1 is the comfortability to be yourself. What that looks like is if you're dating someone and you're getting to know each other, you go on a couple dates and you just feel this comfortability to just really be yourself and just be you and not be worried about trying to be someone you're not to impress them, and you just really feel accepted for who you are. I think that is really important because at the end of the day, like, nobody's perfect and we all have flaws. We all have, you know, good and bad qualities. Like, we're all human. And so it's really nice to be with somebody that you can just let your guard down. You can just be like, you can breathe. You can be like, oh, I can be myself. I can, you know what I mean? Like, that's so important because you want your relationship to be built on vulnerability, honesty, communication, and really just being who you are. Because if you can't accept your partner, you shouldn't be in a relationship with them, you know? And some personality traits out there you shouldn't accept if they're toxic, but like, some people are overboard and some people just have these unrealistic expectations, and some people genuinely want perfection. So when you can let your guard down and you can be in that relationship with someone where you don't have to be perfect, or you feel like you don't have to be perfect, you can just be you, that to me is a huge green flag. So number 2 is the openness and communication. So open communication would look like you're been on a couple dates with each other and you are just very open about yourself and about your flaws and about who you are and what you look for, right? And having that open communication builds trust. And when you have trust, it's a really good start to a healthy relationship. So when you can sit there and you can just be completely honest and open about you and communicate, it's really good because it does help your relationship grow. And being vulnerable and being open and communicating does allow your relationship to grow. So to me, that is a big green flag as well, because it helps the relationship build into really good, healthy communication and openness. And I think that's super important when you're building a relationship, because if you don't communicate, there's so many unsaid things that can really cause some damage to your relationship down the road. And if you're not open and honest, there's possible, you know, trust issues that could happen and built up resentment, right? So being open about your goals and your wants and who you are really is important, because you don't want to set your relationship up to fail, right? So when you can actually be open and honest about your goals, your wants, and who you are and your expectations, that really does make a huge difference. So that is a big green flag. Now the 3rd one is effort to make quality time. So what I mean by that is when you are putting in the effort to spend time with that person, to make the effort to make a day to hang out together, and, you know, making the time for each other, I also think is so important, because with work and you know, every, like your own life outside of your relationship, it can get crazy. So I think that prioritizing some time together for you to get to know each other, that is a huge green flag as well, because when you're putting in that effort and you're showing up and you're like, hey, you know what? You are a priority in my life. You are someone that I want to make time for because I'm liking where this is going. You know, like I really want to get to know you. That is so important. Like it really is, because when you're building a relationship, you need to, texting doesn't always work. Calling is a bit better, but when you can be in person and have that face-to-face communication, it also really helps the relationship grow. So I would say those are the 3 top green flags for me that are important, and I'm sure a lot of people will value the same thing. Those are very common green flags. I mean, there's lots of green flags out there, right? Like, you know, you'll see couples on TikTok going like, there's a couple that I follow, Mariah and Bill, and they're like super funny, super awesome couple, and they do videos on green flags. And there was one video of Bill doing a video of, oh, my girlfriend deserves a green flag or something, and she did the laundry, or she put her clothes away, and he's like, green flag, right? And it's a trend, like it is, and it's it's kind of new, so I was like, oh, you know what, I've done a video on red flags, maybe I should do a video on green flags, because I really think that this is also going to help a lot of people who are in the dating world and that are struggling. And yes, obviously look out for the red flags, but also don't just focus on the red flags. Focus, you know what I mean? Like really focus on the positives as well, because, and at the end of the day, everybody has different values. Everyone has different goals. Everybody has different expectations. Everybody is different in their own way. And so I think it's super important to get to know yourself a little bit first, and like do your own self-reflecting before you get into a relationship, because in order for you to know what you're looking for, you need to know what you want. And I think that this is something that a lot of people struggle with. I did for a while too, until I did my own self-reflecting and realized what I did need to change, and what I realized I had expectations that weren't real and like realistic, right? And so you still have to respect yourself and stuff, but I think it's important when you're going, I know this is kind of off topic, but I think that this is something I want to share with you guys. Like, I think it is important to go and get to know yourself before you get into a relationship, because if you don't get to know yourself and you don't look inside yourself and you're like, hey, what do I want? What are my goals? What do I expect from this person? Then like, it's going to make it a little bit harder to really know what you want in a relationship, right? But that's just my suggestion, right? And I think it would make dating a lot easier as well, just getting to know yourself first. But that's all I have for you guys today. But in my next video, I will be talking about mindset and perspective, because mindset is really important. And I will see you guys next time on Mental Health Today. Bye.